All right, class, welcome. It is week 6. Can you believe it? We are halfway through the term. I know it feels like it, but that was a very fast first half of the term. All right, this week is our final week in the second unit on the case studies of global conflict. As you will remember, since week 2, we have been looking at specific global conflicts that are in play around the world. We've been looking at their context, the historical origins. We've been looking at the conflict, its ramifications on different nations, on different groups, different religions, and considering various approaches to bring about resolution. It is often that final point, right? The steps towards resolution, that often gives me time to pause and consider. I think I'm a smart guy. I think I know a lot. But do I know how to bring about lasting peace? Do I know how to make sure that both sides of the party are happy with the resolution, that they would be willing to accept it? And that's the part that is often most challenging. Even when I think I know an organization, I often fail to forget that these are individuals, that these are people like you, like me, that these are individuals who are being represented often by an organization or by a country, by a government. Not always does this organization or government speak for the people. Or not always does this organization speak for all people. And so, when I sit and I think about peace and I think about resolution and I think about the end of violence, I think violence is often something that groups don't want. But oftentimes there seems to be no better solution. And maybe that's a great way of thinking about this week's topic. This week we are looking at the European Union's the increasing numbers of refugees who are coming from war-torn countries in Asia, like Syria, coming from Iraq, coming from Afghanistan, or are coming north through Egypt or across the Mediterranean Sea from Africa. We look at these refugees who are seeking a better world. I consider myself in these situations. If I was in a civil war-torn country like Syria, I have 3 children at home. I am not necessarily a violent person. I get no satisfaction handling guns. But what would I do if I was in Syria? The government was dropping chemical bombs, that government soldiers are shooting people, that the Islamic State has found here a hole in which they can infiltrate. They can use this larger conflict for their own purposes, for recruitment. I wonder if I too, like these other refugees, might seek safety, a better world. I might leave my homeland and seek out a better life for my family. Is this not, in its essence, an American ideal? Right? How many of us are children of immigrants whose parents came to this country to seek out a better life, a better situation for their family, better chances for education, for employment? Can we fault the refugees for wanting a better life for their family? I don't think we can. But really where this gets fascinating is when we look then at, okay, well, who should be responsible for paying for these refugees? The refugees come in, they're looking for jobs, they're looking for education, they need health care. Who should pay for it? Should it just be the country that's bringing in these immigrants? Well, that has largely been the way that it's been done. So we have countries like Germany that have taken on a vast, huge numbers of immigrants. But then we look at places like Poland, who have refused to bring in refugees, or have refused to bring in the same number of refugees. What is the right way to respond here? Is it to close the doors? Is it to build walls? Say, figure out your own conflicts, do it yourself. It's not our responsibility. Whose responsibility is it? Is this the role of the United Nations? Or should a larger country like China, like the United States, or even closer regional allies like Saudi Arabia or Iran, should they not take a larger role in hosting these refugees and providing work for them? This week will, as you can tell, will be a really interesting week as we consider both our personal political views, but also look at how different nations have responded to this increase in refugees. This week, you will see that there is a discussion board, again, with assignments due on Wednesday and Sunday, and in addition, this week, conflict report number 1 is due. There's a Dropbox for it here. Please make sure that you upload it as either a Word document or as a PDF. These are due by February 18th at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Alright, as always, should you have any questions about the assignments, please email me, Brant Ellsworth, centralpenn.edu. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in the discussion forum, as well as reading your conflict reports this week. Good luck!